Okay guys, let's do a quick update on Animal Farm, but then also we're going to start doing some videos on the drip ecosystem. Many of you who watch this probably already familiar, but I'm going to start trying to do a regular drip network videos as well, and we will start with the upcoming drip drop draw. Thanks for tuning in. Okay guys, welcome back to the Crypto Wave. Let's do a quick little update here in regards to Animal Farm. Nothing super duper fancy. I did a video a couple days ago. Not a whole lot has changed at that point. There was a little bit, and let's refresh these graphs here, as well as our totals. There was a little bit, come on computer. As soon as it decides to load here, there we go. There was a little bit of a peak. We talked about this graph the other day, and it did come down here and hit into that 52 mark. In fact, if we look at my spreadsheet, it was actually just below 52 actually. So it went from 51. We're sitting back up at 56.39. There's a good guess that, sometimes this happens because there's usually an AMA on Wednesdays and Thursdays. There was also a video put out from Bartertown talking about drip drop draw, and it also he was telling people in his it was 52. He was telling people in his group, hey, don't sleep on pigs, there's something huge coming. He can't say. What's his name, Forex has got something, there's plans, etc., etc. So that might be where some of that spike is coming from. Let's take a look and see if anything else has changed in regards to the lockup and such. Sometimes that's a big indicator. A lot of times we'll see these spikes go down when we see this percentage drop. So it did go from an 88.7% lockup to an 88.51, which is a drop, which might account for some of this. As new people come in and buy some, you'll sometimes see those. So I'm anticipating this percentage from 88.51 to go up from yesterday. So let's see where it's at right now. Trading 93.53. And how much we got in the treasury? There's probably not a whole lot different. The auto, 911,863. 911,863. Typically on Tuesdays there is an automatic deposit that occurs. It's not very much. Typically it's only about 5, 6, 7,000, somewhere in that range. I didn't see what it was today, but a lot of times there'll be a big injection also that Forex does. But we have not seen that one yet. Sometimes it's 100,000, sometimes it's 200,000. I think some of it is 391,008. 391,008. Sometimes that deposit he does manually, and sometimes it's big. Excuse me, but sorry, it's about 2 a.m. here. But I think honestly the big part of it is he's just letting things shake out as these new projects and stuff are coming into fruition. It's not a shock that he's kind of letting the price play out the way it needs to play out. So people who are kind of firm believers are sticking in there. Look at that, just even went up just from right now. 346,795. 346,795. And sure enough, 8851 to 8869, and so that is an increase. So people 14,065. So we are up 33 wallets. We see 33 wallets up. We see an increase in the locked up percentage. Thus, you see an increase in that price there. And we've been seeing that kind of correlation since we started doing this here. So 1719, 252. Obviously, that's going up. I wish I could get this thing working again. I must be doing something wrong here because I would love to see what the lock. Oh, there you go. It's back. 899-33366. Sweet. 899-336. Oh no, 366. Yeah. Now we're gonna start getting. Oops. Escape that. Let's bring this down here. Now we're going to start getting these percentages again. So 52% of dogs are locked up. I love it. All right, how many dogs? 13,382. That's good. So still going up in regards to... let's come down here. Let's plug this down here. So 16 wallet difference from yesterday. So still going up. So I like it. So there's an increase in the amount of people that are staking their dogs. There's still a steady increase of wallets coming in. That's both on the pigs and dog sign. We now see the 8851 lockup and up to 8869, and that's correlating over here with a little bit of a price increase. It does, unfortunately with this value, because this is continuing going down, we don't have those huge injections. But again, I think with March coming, you're going to start seeing a whole lot more trade volume on here. And a lot of this value on the spreadsheet here, it has trade volume built into it too. But at the moment, we're about 7 cents per pig per day. Not horrendous. That's about right. 428. Yeah, it's about right. Because I think I have it estimated at 411. So I have it about $4.11 a day. We're sitting at about 428. That's not bad. So that's pretty dang accurate. All right. So with that being said, what did I want to talk about? There was a video that came out today. Bartertown put out this morning. It's talking about drip, drop, draw. So let's start talking about Drip Network. I'll create my own kind of video series on this particular one. We talked about it a little bit in the video prior to this. This is kind of Forex did a lot of projects, but this is one of the ones that really caught on, was pretty dang major. And honestly, its premise was, it was supposed to be an ROI program where you put in a particular deposit, you can deposit drip. Once you deposit that drip, you will be guaranteed a 1% a day until you hit a maximum of 365%. So in essence, 1% a day for a year. So depending on how much you put in, if you put in 100, if you put in 100 drip, you would get 365 drip out at 1% a day. And if you compound that compounded value, so say you end up, like, say for instance right now I have 39 drip available. So when I hydrate this, or in essence we compound it back into the system, this 39 now gets 365% from today. And so that's where that recon. So what that does is it does boost up your max payout. It does boost up how much was deposited. It does boost up what you claimed as well, because technically compounding it does claim it. So what exactly is drip, drop, draw? So it is a game, and let's pull this up here. And I kind of took some quick snippets here. It is a game that in essence is going to be another layer on here. Right now on drip, in order to get your 365%, you buy some drip. You can do it from the swap page over here. You basically can plug in some BNB. It gives you hit buy. It pulls some drip. You take that drip, you come over here to the faucet, you deposit it, and you start earning, compounding, or withdrawing. So the problem is there's so many people that have come into the faucet. Anytime you're trying to pay out 365% of everything that goes in, clearly money has to be coming from somewhere. It's not in essence, it's paying you in drip. So what you're being reimbursed is drip and not dollars. Don't let that fool you, even though they have a dollars thing here. So it is predicated on the price of drip at the time. So this isn't like you're putting $100, you're going to get $365. No, you're putting in 100 drip, and you'll get 365% of 100 drip. Now that's important, because this will create more drip if needed. You just have to hope the market cap stays well and the liquidity is deep. That's part of what the reservoir is, and we'll talk about the reservoir another time. But in essence, you can actually deposit BNB to get basically support the LP or support the liquidity, and with that you're actually rewarded for doing so, and that's part of the reservoir. Now the tricky part with the faucet is it's trying to pay out a ton of people. There's a ton of people that have come in and out. Some people have already maxed out, because once you do hit your max out, you don't get paid anymore unless you put fresh capital in, which is pretty dang smart. The tricky part is there's so many people. This is very, very popular. The actual drip telegram is huge. I think it's got like 30,000 people in it or something. But unfortunately, it is predicated on the amount of drip that's circulating. So one of the things they want to do is they want to put some utility to it. So they did create a second layer, or another way that you can deposit into the faucet, but through gamification. And that's where this kind of sums up. So really what they're doing is it's called drip, drop, draw. And it is a raffle style depositing system. In essence, what you can do instead of just straight putting in drip, you can actually go through their website now, and there's going to be some unique assets or some unique play that allows you to try to win prizes and stuff. Now the unique thing, and he did go over it, and I took some screenshots from his thing, and one of the big ones was this guy. Let's blow it up here. So in essence, what it says is whatever you deposit, so there's two ways you go about it. You can sacrifice to join the raffle, which in essence is you take some drip and you sacrifice it through their website, which means you don't see that drip anymore. In essence, it's burning it out of the supply. When you burn it out of the supply, you do get raffle tickets, and you actually get a bonus. You get a bonus amount of raffle tickets, because right now every $1 sacrifice you get a lottery ticket. So at the moment it would be 2 drip, because drip is 54 cents. You would need 2 drip to get $1. You would get 1 raffle ticket. So if you deposit 2 drip, you get 1 raffle ticket. If you deposit 10, then you'll get 5 tickets, so on and so forth. However, if you sacrifice, you'll get raffle tickets with a bonus applied. And really, what you're trying to do with that is they're trying to give you an incentive to eliminate drip out of circulation. They need a lower circulating supply. Now, on the other side of it, if you're thinking about going in here to get your 365%, you can do so. And here you deposit it, and it's a 10% tax on all deposits. However, if you were to go through this, it is actually going to be more of like a 25% deposit, because you're only going to get 75%. So player gets to keep the remaining 75% as a deposit into their drip account. So if you deposit 100, you will only get 75 put in to your deposits on your wallet in the faucet. And the reason they do that is because that other 25%, which comes over here, gets distributed to the jackpot. Well, actually 24%. So 24% goes to the jackpot, or to the payouts, where 1% goes to marketing. Of that 24%, it goes into various buckets per se, is the best way you can kind of describe it. And what these buckets are ways to win, basically. So you have, the only thing he didn't explain, so it says first prize payout, you get 5% of the jackpot, or of that particular jackpot day. But there's no, I don't know if that's just a random drawing. It just says first place prize payout. He never really specified, and we don't have the white paper yet. I'm imagining that means some sort of a random drawer. Pardon me. And then you have the runners up. I imagine these again are just going to be randomized pulls. So in essence, it would make sense to do it that way, being that this is a raffle ticket system, and the more raffle tickets you have, the higher odds you have of being selected. 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. And those are values based on what the jackpot is at that time. The biggest depositor prize, so whoever puts in the largest deposit during that gaming cycle, 2.5%. And then, of course, the biggest sacrifice prize, which we talked about the purpose of the sacrifice, 2.5% as well. And then 10% of the prize rolls into the next prize cycle. Now, originally he was talking about it, and a lot of the paperwork said it's a daily prize cycle, but it's actually going to be every 4 hours. So what do I think about all this? It is unique. I think it is going to be successful simply because the community behind Drip is pretty dang big. You are going to see a huge hype. You're going to see a huge hype for that in the very, very beginning, and you're probably going to see a spike in the price for Drip in the beginning because there's going to be quite a lot of people kind of FOMOing in. They did put in a referral link that you can use, and actually people who referral, and once they do that, I'll put a referral link in my videos going forward, which in essence gets the referee extra raffle tickets and things like that to try and win extra prizes. But you're gonna see a decent spike. It's gonna run pretty heavy for a while. Bartertown put a lot of time into this. I don't think he's gonna be doing a lot of videos on. He's gonna be talking about a lot. The community's gonna be talking about a lot. It's really all gonna be predicated on how big those jackpots get. And he did go over some scenarios that say that it could get pretty dang big. And it stands to reason. And you know, if you watch this video, he kind of explains it where, you know, there's 150,000 active wallets, 30,000 people in Telegram alone, not to mention other resources. And you figure if there's 150,000 active wallets, even if only half of those come in and they only put in $1, that's $75,000 the first go around. You know what I mean? Now, of that $75,000, depending on how much, I think it's 14% goes to the first jackpot. And then it kind of revolves around and that kind of thing. If you get good hype and good referrals, the jackpot could get big enough that this can create a snowball effect. The same concerns I have, though, and which I was kind of hoping was going to be built in, is right now the drip that you put in gets taxed 25%, but that other 75%, which I love the idea, goes into the faucet. The tricky part is you're going to have heavy drip production, and I've been trying to think this out since he had the video. You're going to have a lot of drip getting put into the faucet, which is now going to need a 365% payout. So this could be a solution short term to drive people to buy and lock up drip. However, the locking up is only going to need to be paid out 365 times more going forward. Now, there's going to be an option as a sacrifice. I think they're banking a lot on a lot of people sacrificing, which is burning the amount of drip. Hopefully that catches on. I think that's going to be a huge factor. I was kind of hoping, to be honest with you, that there was going to be a drip burn factor. For instance, if you're going to tax it 25%, then 20% goes to all these jackpots and prizes, 1% for marketing, and then 3% of it gets burned or something like that to really try to reduce the supply little by little. But that's not the case. But I'm also not a mathematician, and I'm also one that has not created these programs. I'm just trying to think ahead. You know, if this is a 365% a day payout, I'm sorry, 1% a day for 365 days, so per year, then I need to think a year from now, or a year from when Drip Drop Draw releases, how much has been paid out in all the different games played at that point. So it's going to be interesting. There's obviously other things in the background that are in the works. I don't have all of the information. I'm not part of the team. I will tell you this, I'm obviously not trying to FUD or anything of that nature, because I think it's actually a really cool idea. I think it's going to create a lot of FOMO. I think it's an awesome utility to start getting some exchanging and some purchasing and some buying and some moving of drip moving around. Not to mention they can deepen the liquidity pool, because there is going to be bonuses if you want to buy with BUSD or BNB, which I'm guessing is going to go directly into the liquidity pool. So that's huge. That will help stabilize the price. It's also going to help try and raise this price up. It's only the first step of things that they're trying to do. I mean, there's so much upside. So with that being said, what would be the play that I would do, and what's the play that I am going to do? Well, at the moment we're at 54 cents. I think it bottomed out about 40. Let's zoom out here. It bottomed out. I went out too far. Sorry, I had like 40 something. Where is it? But anyway, it bottomed out below the 50 cent mark. If this does catch on the way they're intending it to catch on, and it builds momentum and brings in new people as they're planning, I think the play is going to be one. My plays, I've been in the faucet for over a year now, and I'm absolutely loving it. I compound heavily and I cash out some to take profits. But I also think that we're probably pretty close to the bottom of what this may be. This is not financial advice by any means, but once this drip drop draw does release, so there's going to be people buying it now, which is going to raise the price, anticipating this game being launched and the price to shoot up so they can sell that drip for a profit. So you're going to see kind of a spike, you're going to see a dip down, but then hopefully you're going to see some stability and then a slow climb back up again if this thing picks up the way they said. So that's my quick rundown. Tell me what you think, like and comment. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Tell me if you think I'm right on. Tell me if you think I'm off. Tell me if you have any concerns. Tell me what you're hyped about, and we'll go from there. I very much appreciate you guys tuning in. Sorry for the yawns. It is 2 a.m. for me. I am going to start trying to do more videos on the Drip Network and everything that's coming with it, including a new UI coming out pretty soon with fiat on-ramp and things, which I think is also going to be very, very huge. And yeah, all right, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and have a wonderful night.